So as you can see here, we have the F9F Cougar with Aim 9s. This is a replay, obviously, due to me not being streaming and or capturing it at the moment. So hopefully it turns out all right. Some very unexpected things happened. I'm not too sure what some of these guys were thinking on the enemy team. From my point of view, as an adequate pilot, I would say I'm not the best. In this plane, I'm really good, just because I know I've flown it enough to understand what it can and cannot do. In RB and sim, to me, it's probably one of the best planes in the game, just because of how well it does, just by itself, because it's a great aircraft. So you'll see up here on the left, the bomber's coming in, the bomb. We have an A4 early, I believe, chasing him. And he's pulling away pretty quick by that guy. I'm probably going like 300, maybe 400 this time, miles per hour. Not indicated, but actual time. And then the guy, F86, is engaging him. So I get up behind him, so I'm like, okay, I'm just going to get a lock on this guy and see what he does. And he just flies straight. I don't know what he was thinking there, but... So I'm like, all right, it's time to get some altitude. Start going up a little bit. I normally don't stay this low in the Cougar. Normally I go about 4,000 feet. Oh yeah, this is when I try to get this guy right here, this Canberra up here. Don't ask me why I'm prop hanging. It's pretty stupid. I thought I could get him with a missile, and then I realized that it won't turn that far. I noticed it goes way off track. I can't make that almost perpendicular to it. Or not, it was running parallel, so it can't take that 90. So I just basically stalled out right there trying to get him. And then I realized there was MiGs to my right. There was a MiG-15 BIS. I'm not too sure if there was a MiG-17. I don't think there was. But I remember there was a Saab 105 and a G91. And these guys are getting engaged. The F-86s are up there trying to play. And there's this MiG-15 above me I was really worried about. That's why I pulled up on him, because I knew he'd probably run away from my 20 mils. Which he did, and he got me to prop hang, which, normally would be okay, but... And then I lock on and try to fire a missile again, because I was thinking I was in range, but I can't make that 90 that I was trying to do. Don't ask me why I'm trying to turn fight a MiG. This plane is more of an energy fighter than it is. But I'm glad I did turn in on him, because this MiG right here showed up. And this MiG right here made a fatal move. I threw the missile at him. Instead of breaking right, he broke left. And people don't. What you don't see is there's an F-86 right now taking off from our airfield to the left, and he's coming in fast. And I guess this MiG didn't see him. He was just trying to run away from the AA and me, and he was getting good distance because he had a lot more energy. As you can see, he's probably like 3 clicks at this moment. But this F-86 is right there. Yes, yep. And they start getting into a very, very good dogfight right there. Lasted probably about 10 seconds, 15 seconds. And then F-86 gets the MiG. So that was good on the F-86 pilot for doing that. I think the F-86 got hit because as soon as he did this, he returned right back into the airfield. And then there's still the MiG-15 dogfight of F-86s. Let's see if we can show what's going on over there a little bit more. So right there's the MiG-15. Yeah, there was a MiG-17, so I wasn't wrong. So this MiG-15 renamed whatever. Anyway, that MiG-15 there. So I noticed he's energy fighting. I was like, okay, I'm gonna try to get higher than him. And there's nothing I could have done for the guys down below. As you can see, I'm not got the speed. So I'm pushing. I'm gonna catch up when I can. And right now, I'm thinking the odds are against us because they have a MiG-17 and a MiG-15, a Saab 105, which are pretty nasty beasts by themselves. See, renamed. I don't think he realized that I had so much airspeed because of what happened, what's about to happen. So he's climbing, He's kind of prop hanging there. And I think what he does, his fatal move is right here when he notices me, and he's like, oh crap, okay. So he turns, he notices I'm shooting him, which I'm missing gloriously. But instead of, what he should have done was probably dive down because he didn't have the airspeed. I actually had to pull power away from the plane and at that time so I wasn't overshooting. And I got very good shots on target from my point of view. I was like, oh wow, that's the best I've ever played in a long time in this, well, in air battle period. So getting him was good. I was thinking about returning to base, but the 76, my teammate, I guess, the squad mate, I guess, he decides to try to push their airfield. Then I'm like, you know what? There's 3 planes because I tabbed up. I noticed that there's 3 still out in the air, and then I noticed the guy far left. Here in a minute, he's right. You'll see him pop up as a dot next to their air base down there. Small dot. If it renders it. Takes me a minute. Yeah, see him down there at the coastline? So I'm like, okay, there's a guy over there. And I'm like, alright, I marked that on the map. And, yeah, this is pretty much it right here. I'm really top cover because I still don't know where that Saab 105 went. I don't know where the other plane, what the other plane is, because at the time I didn't realize, I didn't try to remember, but I'm pretty sure it's a MiG-17 that's left. Take a peek here. That's my team. Yeah, MiG-17AS is still left, and there's the Saab 105. So I'm like, okay, whatever. This dude's going after an airfield kid, which I don't like. I don't like when people do this. I'd never strike people's airfield. I'm not too sure what I was going to do here. Because I was trying to get back to base so I could get, new aims equipped. Since I was completely out from being a absolute mongoloid with them. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to get some airspeed. And then I'm like, I'm going to turn around, and then that Saab pops back up on my radar, and he didn't. And I'm like, okay, I better go down and try to help this F-86. Well, little did I know this F-86 was basically dead. But it's okay. So I think during this, I extended my air brakes and pulled my throttle back, just so if I did end up sliding in behind the 105, that I didn't overshoot him. Or if I did, it wasn't going to be by much, so I could just scissor. So I lost contact, but where I've been playing sim battle, I'm like, okay, let's just follow the dot. Right? And then this pull-up method, he's trying to pull up, and I don't think he realized that this is where he kind of screwed up, and then he snapped back, and I'm trying to shoot. Mind you, I'm shooting way behind. And so he's powered back, deploying air flaps. I'm already powered back. Got a good hit right there. And this is basically, that was my third and last air kill. This 86 was here. I'm powered all the way back up I'm gonna go back to base now. I tell this guy not to kill the Canberra, because this Canberra should have just J'd out at that point. He had no air cover, and that's an expensive plane to die in, I'm pretty sure. So, but yeah, I get one AA kill. This is basically the end of the video, essentially, because that dude strafes the guy on the airfield, poor guy. It's been so late to lose. I think I got almost 40,000 lines for this match, which was nice. I do have premium. So, but yeah, this is my F9F gameplay, dude. I love this plane. Like, it's a treat every time I go out in it. Like, whether I die or not, it's a treat to fly because it's so maneuverable. And those 20 millimeters basically murder anything that you look at. So, well, that's it.